Recording. And we're live. So for those of you who are here a little bit earlier, yes, we had some technical difficulties, but I am going to work it out. Mama gonna work it out. Just watch me work. All right, so I'm going to go into our private Facebook group. Maybe I should have restarted my computer ahead of time because it's acting real bougie and slow, but we're gonna work this out. For those of you who are watching the video, the replay, I apologize for all the copy. I apologize for all the technical stuff you have to see in the beginning, but this is just what it looks like sometimes. We're going to paste it. We're going to post it and pray that it populates it. I want you guys in the group to get it. I'm like, please work, be my friend. Yeah, that didn't work the way I wanted it to work. What are we going to do? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. Edit. Oh my goodness. This didn't work the way I thought it was going to work. For those of you, like I said, who are watching, don't worry, we gonna get this thing right. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Okay, hold on. I know. I should have practiced this ahead of time. We gotta work this out. Live events. Pay. So Alanya, that way you guys are not just sitting here watching me like, freak out. Alanya is the owner of Bottom Up Wealth, and she is the awesome stock market and instructor for the Literature Academy. And what I love about Alanya is that she really teaches from a place of like, you don't have to be like a super financially savvy, because sometimes you see people teach stuff and you're like, I don't know what this means or what you're showing me or whatever. And so with Alanya, that's not so. You can follow along. She breaks things down for like just the regular average person who's just interested in learning how to invest in stocks. And what I love about today is that so many of us have excuses as to why you say that you can't invest in stocks, and she's going to debunk those excuses today. Oh yes, woo, Alanya, let there be light. I got it.
Yay.
All right. So in a minute, we're about to go. So honestly, right now, no one's watching us. This is just me talking for people who might watch later. But I wanted the video to populate, and it wasn't. It was just a link. So I'm like, okay, just 1 second. Come on now, baby. Just give me. All right, copy this. As soon as I copy this thing, and then we'll be good to go. Copy and paste. Come on. Oh my goodness! Like my computer is like. This is like entrepreneur like just issues tonight. Okay.
I swear.
We're gonna post it. Come on, computer, please. Computer, just be my friend. Stop. I'm so sorry. My computer's literally like, what do you want? For those of you watching, this is just a really good lesson that if you're an entrepreneur or you want to start a business, sometimes things go wrong, but it's okay. Like it's not about perfection. All right, good. It's posting, and all I have to do is pin it, and we will be good as golden. Okay, and then pin. So for those of you who are watching like the video replay of this, and you're like, what is going on? What happened earlier is that Alanya went live, and we had some technical difficulties. So instead, we improvised, and instead of her going live in the Facebook group, I said we'll do a live chat and on Google Hangouts. And so as an entrepreneur, or just really anyone who is going to navigate, adult life, sometimes things go wrong and you fix them. So here we are. All right. So, child. All right. So we're going to start from the very, very beginning. I know, who's watching. Let me know in the comments who's watching. Let me know in the comments and just join us. I think, okay, good. They're commenting on our video now. Perfect. All right. So I think we are ready to go, Alanya. So good. People are coming in. They're rolling on in. Good. You guys are following directions. Yes, we are working. All right. So for those of you who are watching, I want to introduce you again to Alanya Koberg. I met Alanya because she was in the Facebook group, and she was just answering so many like questions that I didn't know the answer to about investing. And we connected behind the scenes, and I said, you know what, Alanya, I would love for you to you know, oh, you guys are here. Oh, wow, they're like in the live chat. Oh, wow, they're like here. They've been here. I would like for you, I would like for you to, you know, come on and really teach officially dream catchers. And so Alanya said yes, thankfully. And yeah, so Alanya not only helps dream catchers, she also is an instructor inside the Live Richer Academy. So the Live Richer Academy is our online school specifically for dream catchers. I wanted to help you take your life to the next level. And one of the things that I do is that I invest in people who are smarter than me, meaning like I have an accountant smarter than me in taxes. I've got a bookkeeper smarter than me in keeping the books. Alanya is way smarter than me in investing. And so I can't possibly know everything. So I surround myself with people who are smarter than me in aspects of our life that I want to grow to. And so I call them my money team. I don't know if you know Alanya, but you're part of my money team, right? So I created the academy to get my money team all in one space so you could have access to my money team. Because of my money team, I've been able to grow my business. My business has doubled every year, except for last year. It more than doubled. It quadrupled or maybe tripled. I have to do the math. Like 5 years ago, I was sleeping on my sister's couch and I'd lost everything during the recession. I had less money at 30 than I did at 16. And I remember thinking like, wow. And as I started to invest in my life and invest in my money team, I saw my income grow. And last year, both of my businesses combined brought in about $500,000. This is gross. Gross is like before taxes and everybody else. But still, coming from a preschool teacher sleeping on her sister's couch to where I am now, that's money team, that's investing. And so that's what you get at the Live Richer Academy, access to my money team. The academy is not just Alanya. We've got a real estate course. We've got a how to get hired course, a negotiating course, how to write your own business, your own book course, how to get sponsorships. All of these amazing courses taught by amazing people. Alanya is going to tell you a little bit about her story. If you're interested in joining the Live Richer Academy, registration closes on Tuesday. And right now, I think we have a Dreamcatcher special. It's 15% off. If you go to livericheracademy.com, you can learn more about it. You can join us. And Alana's going to give you a sneak peek into what she's doing inside the academy for academy members. So right now, you're a regular dream builder, right? So more than a dream builder, a dream catcher. When you become an academy member, you become a dream builder. You start to really take yourself to the next level, beyond just budgeting, beyond just saving, beyond just credit. So Alanya, take it away.
Okay, finally, I hope that this works this time. So for those of you who were with me before, I am going to start at the top and I'm going to go over all of the top 5 myths with stock investing. First of all, I am an educator. I founded Bottom Up Wealth because I learned how to invest. I taught myself how to invest. I wrapped my mind around the way money works and how wealth is created. And I was like, why doesn't everybody know this? So, you know, I'm looking around at my friends and family and everybody's just spending everything they got and they're not collecting assets, which is what you want to do in order to build wealth. In order to become wealthy, you have to have own things that are generating money for you so that you aren't always having to trade your time for money, because there aren't enough hours in a day to trade your time for money so that you can eventually become wealthy. So I decided I wanted to teach other people how to invest, and I really wanted to just focus on people who are not starting out with much, because I didn't start out with much. And I just really wanted to educate people in order to, so that they could, build their own future and really take control of their future and their money. So that's where my passion lies, is educating. And so Tiffany saw me running my mouth in DC, and I call myself her problem child because I was in trouble because I was always just like talking. And so finally she's like, well, why don't you come teach in the academy? And so that's where I went. And so we have the stock intensive, which is a 21-day step-by-step to buying your first share of stock. So I'm really excited for you guys to get into the academy and start doing the step-by-step broken down steps to buying a share of stock. So I want to bust the 5 main myths or misconceptions about stock investing that I hear. There's a lot of talk in DC about stocks and stuff, and I'm tagged in a lot of posts and everything, and I really just want to clear up some things that people kind of get a little bit wrong about stock investing. So the first one is that you need to have a lot of money to invest in stocks, and this is just not true. If this is the one thing I could help people understand the most, is that you do not need to be wealthy. You do not have to have a high income. You don't need a lot of money to start investing in stocks, because stocks are one of the reasons stocks are my passion, is because that's where I started. I started investing in stocks when I was a single mom. I had food stamps. I had just filed bankruptcy. I was mess. I had nothing. And I started investing out of a place of desperation almost, because I was like, I don't want this for my son. And so I put my all into learning how to invest in stocks. And one of the things I really like about stocks is because of who we are, and this is why I feel passionate about teaching who I teach, because of who we are. We are women. We start with low incomes. We come from a place of not having a lot of money, and because we're brown, a lot of times our results with whatever it is we're doing are different than the person who's sitting next to us, because of who we are, women, maybe low income, brown. I think we've all had experiences where we felt like we were treated differently or had different results than somebody else just because of who we are. With stock investing, none of that matters. Stocks don't care, your education or your credit, or they don't care anything about you. If you understand how to research a stock properly, you can make the same amount of money as the person sitting next to you. So I really like stock investing for that reason. So I'm checking my notes here, but I want to make sure that I cover everything. But that's the main reason why I love for people to get started with stocks, because it takes so little money, and there's a really low barrier to entry. The second myth I hear about stock investing is that you have to buy low and sell high, and that you have to trade in and out of stocks in order to make money. And that's not true. Stock investing, I love stock investing because of the passive income. So passive income is money that you don't have to go and trade your time for. You don't have to go off and work for. It's an income stream that comes to you, and it comes to you whether you went off and worked 70 hours that week, or it comes to you if you laid in bed all week and ate Cheetos. It's passive. You don't have to keep trading your time for that money. So stocks pay their shareholders, and a shareholder is somebody who buys a piece of a company, a share of stock, and they become a business owner. So stocks pay their shareholders dividends, and that's where they're sharing their profits with their shareholders. So you can be paid this income quarterly. Sometimes they even pay them monthly. I have a couple of companies that pay monthly. So you don't have to buy and sell constantly in order to make money with stocks. And actually, when you buy and sell frequently, that ups your risk. It makes your risk higher. It lowers your returns. And you end up paying a lot in fees also. The best strategy to build long-term wealth is a buy and hold strategy, to buy your stocks and let them grow and let them pay you dividends. So a lot of people think that you have to get in on the cheap and then sell it when it's high, and that's not true. You don't have to really, be an active trader with your stocks. So the next one, the third myth is that buying stocks equals a big tax bill. And it can, if you are doing what I was just saying, the trading and buying and selling very frequently in a taxable account. So investments are taxed at a lower rate than your paycheck is taxed. But if you're buying and selling quite a bit, you can rack up quite a big tax bill. So you can buy those stocks that I was talking about, those ones that you are holding, buying and holding, and they're paying you dividends. You can buy them right in an account called a Roth IRA. You open one, and then you can, with a brokerage, you have to have it at a brokerage, and then you buy your stocks right inside your Roth IRA. So you do that, and then all your dividends and all your gains and all the money that you make from these stocks is tax-free. And not only is it tax-free for you, it's tax-free for your children when you pass it along for them. So this is huge. You do not have to trade in and out of stocks and owe these taxes on the money that you're making from your stocks. So that is absolutely 100% where you should be buying your stocks first when you're just getting started. If your income is under $132,000 for a single person and you have a job, you can have a Roth IRA, and you should not be messing with Loyal3 or Stash or Robinhood or anything like that until you are putting these stocks in your Roth IRA, because everybody's goal with stock investing is to make money. If you make money, you will be taxed, so you really need to focus on where you can maximize your dollars, and that's in your Roth IRA. So then the fourth one that I hear a lot is that stocks are risky, or that stocks are a gamble, or stocks are just, like a shot in the dark, or, just throwing a dart blindfolded or something. And that is not true. And this is exactly what I teach and why I teach what I do, because if you are just like, hearing about a company and buying it, yeah, that's gambling for sure. But there are ways to figure out whether a company is strong, whether it's profitable, and really reduce your risk if you are informed and understand what you're looking for when you buy. I see a lot of people asking how they can buy cheap stocks or penny stocks, and that is where all the risk is, because cheap and penny stocks are either companies that are startups, and 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So if it's a startup company, that's a high risk. If it's a penny stock, it might not even be, and half the time people don't even know what these companies do. So you're looking for strong and stable, and you're looking to get a company that is the price is the right value for what the business is worth. So there are a lot of things that can be evaluated and researched into a stock before you buy it that make the stock not a gamble, but a very intelligent, smart investment. So that is key. The research is what sets apart the gambling from the investing. So, and then the fifth one, and I think this is where I broke up before, so we're doing pretty good. The fifth one is that stocks are too complicated for the average person to understand, and that you have to go off and hire a professional to manage your stocks and your assets for you. And that's not true. What stock investing is intimidating. It's intimidating, and the information out there is overwhelming. There are so many different strategies. There's a lot of good information out there, but there's a lot of bad information out there too. So once you are able to, first of all, get a good idea of what all these scary and technical terms mean, a lot of times they're not as complex as you think. They're just named something scary and fancy. So once you get a really good grasp on what these different terms mean and how to apply them to the businesses that you're looking at buying when you're looking at buying stocks, the biggest part of it is just getting over that intimidation and fear and feeling like it's going to be too complicated for you to learn, because anybody can learn how to invest in stocks once you have it just kind of broken down and laid out for you. And that's what I do. I break it down into the tiniest bits that it can be broken down into, and then try to relate it to something that is, a real life example. So it's just, once you have it all kind of cleared up and laid out for you so that you have what you need and you don't have any of the stuff that you don't, you can learn it. My son was 8 when he took Zero to Investor, which is my stock investing class. And, a couple of the things were over his head, but for the most part, he can tell you what a capital gain is. He can tell you what a dividend is and where it comes from and what it means. And he kind of got a grasp on it. He is my kid, so he's a nerd like I am, but still, it is something that anybody can learn. And I truly believe that. So, those are the top 5 things that I think hinder people from getting started with stocks. And so I wanted to really just come in and kind of clear that up and let people know that anybody can do this if you want to learn how to do it correctly. Because like I said, it's gambling if you don't know how to do it correctly, but once you learn it, anybody can do it. Did I stay clear?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read you some questions, Alanya, and then I'll mute myself so you know that way. All right, so let me see. Questions. So if you guys have questions and you click the link to watch it on YouTube, that's probably the best place to ask questions. I'm gonna read them out to Alanya. All right, so Alanya, how do you find a broker?
Okay. Well, a broker, that was kind of what I was saying with my last one. You don't need to run off and find a physical, like a guy in a suit broker. You, if you want to buy your own stocks, if you want to put in your research and find your own stocks, you really want to open a Roth IRA at an online brokerage. So, you know, there are a few different ones that you can use. You want to look for something that has low fees and something that's going to be flexible enough for you to buy individual stocks. Now, there are some investment companies out there that won't allow you to buy individual stocks. You have to invest in their funds. So you want to make sure you're using an online brokerage. I mean, there are a ton of them out there, Schwab and Vanguard and Trade King, and there's all kinds of them. So that's where you would want to open your Roth IRA to buy your stocks in.
Okay. All right. So guys, like I said, again, if you're watching this live, the best place to ask the question is on the YouTube page. So if you're on Facebook and you're watching it, click the actual link. It'll take you to YouTube and you'll be able to ask your questions live. So Jules asked, I've invested in Nike, Netflix, and Amazon through Stockpile. Was that a good investment?
I didn't hear the last part. I'm sorry, Tiffany.
Sorry, she said, I've invested in Nike, Netflix, and Amazon through Stockpile. Was that a good investment?
My students will tell you that I don't give stock tips, but because it's one of those things I'm like, you know, give a man a fish or teach a man to fish. So I usually don't tell people whether they have good or bad investments or if they should invest in this or that. But those are companies that are definitely well known, but they are examples that I use sometimes for companies that are very overpriced. So it just, you know, it's something that you really need to learn how much the share costs in relation to how much your share of stock is earning. So, and that's something that you will learn in the stock intensive in the Literature Academy. So I wish I could give you a quick explanation about that, but it's really, you know, it takes a little bit of explanation. So I definitely encourage you to do a little research on it.
All right. So next question. Leticia asks, what is the lowest price that I can buy a stock?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying about buying quality over like cheap stocks, because stocks are the way that companies, corporations are split into stocks is you can have one share of stock at $10 and you can have one share of stock at $100. And the $10 one can be way overpriced and the $100 one can be very underpriced, because one corporation can be split into 1 million shares and one corporation can be split into 100 million shares. So that you can't go by a share price. You can't compare one share price to another and decide which one is a better deal. It doesn't work that way. So it just depends on what you're looking for and the company that you're looking at. I mean, there are hundreds of companies out there that are great stocks to buy, but the way that you decide whether they are a good price has nothing to do really with the actual share price.
So again, guys, like Alanya has a business, Bottom Up Wealth, where this is what she does. She teaches, is it specifically women or anyone, Alanya?
I have like 2 or 3 men, but most of my students, they're brown women. So, that's what we do.
The typical dream catcher. And what I love is, I hope you notice that what we're trying to do is to try to bring financial education, whether it's stocks or real estate investing or whatever. We're trying to bring financial education to women that are typically left out of the conversation. So if you see, I've tried to really surround myself, with women like Alanya. Like I said, I know my specialty: budgeting, savings, getting out of debt, credit. But you cannot budget your way to wealth. I'll tell you that you cannot debt free your way to wealth. Like, so to me, the basic stuff, what I give you, is free, because I think that that's a foundation everyone should have, and I don't want money to be a barrier. But then I gathered my dream team, my money team, and I said, can you teach the next level? So not only does Alanya teach this in the academy, what's really important is that I want my academy instructors to also have a business. Here's why. Because if Alanya did this just for fun and it was kind of like, oh, but you might want more. You might say, well, I want the next level. So you take the stock intensive that she teaches inside the academy. It gives you the solid foundation of the very beginning of stocks, right? And then you want more. And what if Alanya didn't do this for a living? No, but she does. She's got her own. Is it a school or is it a course?
It's a course. It's a full course. It takes my students about 45 hours to complete from start to finish. So it is, and this is because it's broken way down into tiny bite-sized bits. So yeah, it's just like an expansion on what you'll learn in the intensive. But people who took the intensive and then did Zero to Investor, which is the full course, they were like, oh yeah, this is, they went into it and they were like, good to go.
Got it. Exactly. And what I love too is I asked my instructors if they would give for people who are outside the academy a discount, and you have, right, Alanya?
Yes. Academy members got last time Zero to Investor was open, they got a rate that nobody else got for the registration fee on the class. So yeah,
so that's the benefit of like that. So we're gonna take some more questions, but I just want you to be clear that Alanya is not just like, oh, she does this on the side and she's an academy instructor. Way before she became a Live Richer Academy instructor, she has her own business, and I've chosen her purposefully because she's invested in this topic. She's invested in herself in this topic, and she's invested to take you to the next level with this topic. All right. So Tamara asked, Alanya, can you open a Roth IRA for a child at any age?
This is a really good question, actually. And everyone, you have to have earned income to have a Roth IRA. So if your child is in a diaper commercial, she or he can have a Roth IRA. If your kid is of working age, is 14 years old and works at McDonald's, he or she can have a Roth IRA. But if they do not work, then they can't have a Roth IRA. What you can do is open your child a custodial investment account. So this account is it's a regular brokerage account, but it's for a child. And children are usually don't. I mean, if your child doesn't have any income, they're probably not going to owe any tax as long as you aren't, buying and selling a ton in your child's custodial investment account. But yes, absolutely, your child should have a custodial investment account. In my opinion, my three boys have been earning passive income in the form of dividends since they were in diapers. So I strongly encourage you to set up, and this is a different type of account from a college account. A college account is something that is only for college, and you know that you'll be penalized if you use a 529 plan or Coverdell for something that's not college. But for a custodial brokerage, a custodial investment account, that can be used for travel, that can be used as a down payment on a house, that can be used to start a business. So I strongly encourage people to, put away $20 a week for their kids and invest in quality stocks for them, for sure.
All right. So Tawanda asked, can you transfer stocks you already own to a new Roth IRA?
No, they don't let you do that. They only let you put cash into investment accounts, and then you have to buy the investments in the account. You could sell the stocks and then take that cash and then put it in the Roth IRA and then buy the investments again. But you can't directly transfer the stocks into the Roth IRA.
All right. So Loren says, T-Mobile gave me 1 share of stock for free, worth about $65. Will this benefit and grow?
I don't know. T-Mobile isn't a company that I've really researched much, but I mean, if it was for free, you might as well just hang on to it and see what it does. It's one of those, like I said, when you're buying and selling quite a bit, you're taking on a lot more risk than if you just buy something quality and hang on to it. So if it were me, I just hang on to it, let it ride, look up T-Mobile stock and maybe read some articles and see where the company is headed and, kind of go from there.
All right. Lenora says, is it okay to just purchase 1 share? Is there a recommended minimum of shares to purchase?
This is a good question, and this is part of the strategy I teach. You have to be mindful of your fees, because every time you buy or sell a share of stock, there is a fee involved. So You want to make sure that you aren't buying your shares just one at a time all the time, because every single time you buy, you're going to pay a fee. But if you buy, a chunk at a time, then you're getting more shares rather than having to pay that fee every time. So I hope that makes sense. But there is a strategy to it. You really do want to make sure that you have a strategy as far as your buying goes.
Okay. Kiki said, I'm taking your class now. Woo, in the academy, Kiki, or her bottom-up wealth class? Just let us know. Okay, she says, well, let me see. Oh, Ash asked, how do you stay ahead of the curve when buying stocks before the price goes up? Do you read Bloomberg, etc.? Like, what kind of things do you read?
There are a lot of resources out there for stocks. There are, Yahoo Finance is good. Motley Fool, I really like Motley Fool because when they write, it's more in layman's terms than some of the other sites, because, when you're first getting started and you read an article that's full of like crazy stock lingo, it can be very intimidating. And then, if you're like me and you're reading something that you don't understand, your eyes glaze over and you realize that you didn't remember anything that you read. So Motley Fool is good. And then I really like, and my students like, Seeking Alpha a lot, but Seeking Alpha is really after you've learned, like after you're done with the intensive or after you're done with Zero to Investor, then you'll want to go to Seeking Alpha to get your information on stocks.
Let's see. Oh, Kiki said she took your course inside the Literature Academy. She loves the Academy classes. Okay. So I'm going to answer Academy questions after. I see some of you guys have some. Let me see. Let's see. How long is it? Okay, let's see. How do you avoid losing your gains to a market crash? I've heard of individuals that lost almost 50% of their earnings in the market during the recession. This is Charm. She asked that question.
Mm-hmm. And this is something else that I teach. Once you understand the difference between an unrealized gain and a capital gain, then you understand that market crashes don't really they don't really affect somebody who is investing for the long term. So when my students, when the market went super red right after Trump got elected, my students were like buying like crazy. So when you understand how the market works and what moves the market, which is investors, not businesses, investors, people, people with that have human error and everything, they're the ones that move the market. So once you understand how everything works, you don't panic in a crash.
Isn't that line is so awesome, guys, right? That's what I was like, what, girl, you gotta take this. All right, so we're just gonna take a couple more. So Rochelle says, I moved several 401ks from old companies to Trade King. As a beginner, would you suggest I take baby steps by leaving a portion in a managed account and investing the rest via self-directed?
That's up to you. It's going to depend on how comfortable you feel and how quickly, of course, you want to. I would definitely, if you have a bunch of 401, if you've got, tens of thousands of dollars and you don't know anything about stock investing, then you probably should not take that money and invest in stocks. I would definitely get some foundational knowledge before you go investing in stocks. Once you have learned and you have the tools you need to buy the correct stocks and you understand how to manage them and when to buy and when to sell and what to do with your stocks, because there are certain measures you want to take to maximize your returns. There's a lot that goes into it. So if you don't understand any of that, then probably leave it in a managed account. But once you do understand it, then yeah, I encourage you to choose your stocks, and you'll learn how to choose the correct investments for your goals once you have some education under your belt. So I would definitely learn first.
So just to piggyback, Alanya, can you just pause me? Because not pause me, mute me just for a second. So
oh yeah,
like Alanya said, education is key. Investing in education is key. So there's two things that make the difference between growing wealth and not. Those two things are access and knowledge. Well, I like to put knowledge first, knowledge and access. So what that means is that you cannot, if you don't know better, you can't do better. And it's not just knowing better, because you can read all of these things and know better, but access is like, The knowledge is, oh, okay, that's how you lose weight. The access is the personal trainer taking your hand and walking you through the steps. Because, like, honestly, it's not, we could read all we want. And like, even for me, investing is still like sometimes a confusing maze. But I have access to folks like Alanya who take me step by step, folks like my financial advisor, James, who teach me, folks like Christina, who's teaching me about real estate investing. We're buying our first property. I just found out today, whoop, 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 that we're out of attorney review, which means that basically the property is just this much closer to being legally ours. And so I share all that because I think people they underestimate the value of, you need knowledge, but the access to professionals that can walk you through. This is why I'm always exposing you guys. I hope you're starting to notice I'm bringing more and more experts in who are way smarter than me on particular financial topics, because you might be generally smart in a lot of financial topics, but Alanya is a like whip smart like person in as it relates to stock market investing. And so I want to expose you to people like Alanya so you can realize, one, there's someone who looks like you who could teach to you. You don't have to worry. Alanya's going to look after you. And I make sure, believe me, Alanya was vetted for a while before I exposed her to you. I don't pick people willy-nilly off the street. They got to help me first. Show me. Oh, that's how you do it? Are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? And then once I know that this person is dope, then I expose them. And when I asked Alanya to become a Literature Academy instructor, it's because I realized, you know what? This is something that people need like real access to, not just tips in the Dreamcatcher group. I love the Dreamcatcher group, but it's tips here and there. No, in the Academy, Alanya teaches a step-by-step beginning investment course where literally like day one is, what is a stock? So if you know how to read, write, add, subtract, like there's a woman in the Academy, her name is Jasmine. She took Alanya's course, didn't even know what a stock really meant and what it was. Within after I think about 30 days, so the course is 3 weeks. So after taking the course, she'd invested $1,000 into stock. She was showing me like her brokerage account and like, oh, my stock is up and this one is that. Like I couldn't believe, because I did a testimonial video with her. And Jasmine is so comfortable now that she started teaching her coworkers and her family members, all from what Alanya has taught her, just from that beginning course. So just imagine if you take Alanya's next level course, So we welcome you to join us inside the Academy. It's not just Alanya. There's Sandy, who has a side hustle course and teaching people how to make money through a home-based business. Sandy paid off $80,000 worth of debt with her home-based business in 2 years. 6 months of those 2 years, she was unemployed, right? We've got Christina, who has personally shown me how to invest in real estate to the point where me and Superman, my boo, we're buying our first property. And we just, like I said, got out of attorney review, which basically means that we've signed our contract to say we're going to buy this property. This property is going to yield us $1,500 a month. What? That's called wealth building, right? We also have accountants in there. Nativa, that you guys love in the Dreamcatcher group. Nativa is my go-to for credit, right? Nativa's tips help me to show Superman how to take his 620 credit score to a 750. And as a result, his name is on the house, and he's one of the reasons why we're able to get the rating that we're able to get, the interest rate that we're able to get. So we've got a lot of dope courses every single Sunday. What Alanya just did for you now, we do something called Ask the Expert, where I have an expert come on and teach every Sunday. So that means like whenever you're watching this, but right now it's Saturday where it is now, but on Sunday, we're going to have an expert come in. Alanya's been an expert on Ask the Expert. And so I just really am proud of the Literature Academy. It's something that I developed specifically for you as Dreamcatchers. If you're interested in joining us, registration, we only open registration every once in a while. The last time we opened it was 8 months ago, because I like to get students in and make sure they have what they need before we open the doors again. It could be a year, it could be 6 months. It's not until I really feel like the students are solid that we invite new students in. So it's 8 months ago, the last time we opened the Academy doors. Registration closes on Tuesday, which is like what? Like 4 days away. And once it closes until, like I said, I feel like the new students are solid. Again, you can join us at livericheracademy.com. Alanya's in there, Sandy's in there, Nativa's in there. I teach courses. I just was on the radio. If you guys are from New York, New Jersey, or if you're in that area, you know WBLS, which is like one of our #1 radio stations. I just was talking to the DJ who interviewed me. Her name is Deja Vu. She's dope. She said she would come on and teach a course about how to get into the radio industry, or even just how to get on as a guest. How dope is that? That she is going to come and teach a course to teach you how to get media like that. I mean, millions of people listen to Deja. She was like, yeah, come on. That's the access you get at the Live Richer Academy. I'm going to let Alanya kind of like finish up, but I just wanted you to be clear that the Live Richer Academy really is a resource. It's $19.97 a month, but right now there's a discount. I think there's a 15% off discount for dream catchers. If you go to livericheracademy.com, you'll see it. But it's $19.97 a month. But if you join for 6 months, you get 1 month free, so you only pay for 5 months. And if you join for 1 year, you get 2 months free, so you only pay for 10 months. No matter whether you choose monthly, 6 months, or 1 year, it's the same academy. It's just about how you choose to pay. Some people just want to do monthly. Some people are like, no, I'm going to invest in 6 months and save. And some people are like, I want to invest for a year and save even more. Oh, you did her credit course? So if you have any quick questions, I'll take some. Alliance class is great, right, Chandra? Let's see. Yep, the academy is self-paced. You take classes. So I used to be a school teacher for 10 years, so I understand that the way you learn is different depending on who you are. So we have live courses for those people who like to learn right here, right now, instructors right there. But then we also have pre-recorded courses that you can take at your own pace. All the courses, whether live or pre-recorded, are recorded. So if you don't catch the live, you can watch it and take the course again at your leisure. All right. So we're going to close out with, like I said, the Live Richer Academy is at livericheracademy.com. I'm going to let Alanya close out and see if she has anything left to share and give y'all. And I hope to see you inside the academy. Like I said, we close in like Tuesday. I don't know how many days away that is. And so, and once we close, because last time we closed, you guys were hitting me up mad, like, I didn't know it was closing. Well, I'm telling you, it closes on Tuesday. And no, I don't know when we're going to open again, when I feel like the students are solid and acclimated. So, all right, Alanya, let's see. I don't know if you have one more lesson, one more thing you'd like to share, just to close us out. And, I'll let you go. Cause I hear the little ones running in the background like, Mommy, Alanya's a mom. Don't get it twisted, and a wife. Anything else to share?
All right, what I miss?
I was bigging you up. Alanya had to put me on mute, guys, because it's like an echo. So yeah, I just said any lasting lesson that you want to share?
Oh, well, definitely. I want people to understand that it's mostly just like overwhelmed and intimidation and fear and stuff that keeps people from building wealth. You collect assets. Once you get some foundational knowledge and understand what all this stuff means, it becomes so much easier. So once you kind of break through that barrier, anybody can do it. So don't feel overwhelmed or like it's not for you or that you can't do it, because anybody can. So that's pretty much it.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm echoing. I hope you guys learned a lot from Alanya.
Sorry.
Also, too, what I will ask is that if you have any, because I like for when people come and they speak to you live that they get to see, because right now Alanya can't see your comments. So if you really enjoyed tonight's class, if you can kind of give Alanya some love in the comments, I'm posting like the Academy link inside the comments too. Yeah, if you guys can give her some love inside the comments so she can read them later, it just makes people feel good to know that that they've done a good job and they've offered value. It's Friday night, for many of us, if you're watching live, and she's got a family and she came out and she did this for free. People don't do that, especially for us, if you know what I mean, us. So, all right. So they've been saying, thank you. Alanya, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link real quick so you can kind of like, I don't know if you can see it on live. As soon as you click on it, I'm going to give it to you in the chat. I don't know if it's going to pop up. Let's see. Does it pop up on the side of the screen? No, I'm not in that chat. The chat.
Oh, look at all this. Oops.
So if you click on it right away.
But I can't do technology.
Yeah, you see the chat?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, so click on it and you'll be able to see everybody's comments. You can even comment a little bit yourself. Just know as soon as you click on it, you're going to hear like feedback. So mute it as soon as you click on it. Because I want Alanya to see all of like the information, how you guys have felt about like the info that she shared with you. Because like I said, she donated her time today. And that's always, it's not easy to get people to say yes. Well, that's not true. I have to say the women that I reach out to always say yes. So, yep. So Alanya, in here, you could comment. Well, actually, you'll probably be commenting as me. So if you want to join the academy, I'm going to post a link right now to join the academy. You can join us here. And yeah, I think that's. Oh, meanwhile, that's not the academy link. That's the that is the what's the name link? The link to join the academy. Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, Alanya, because like I said, I know that you're busy, and for you to come out, it's always a blessing when people, give up their time like that.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
y'all.
And I will
You
see
know,
everybody soon.
yes, you will. All right, thanks,
Mhm.
Alanya.